18 car, Imperatori's going to take himself out of it.
Realising now it's too late.
He's still
carrying on.
No, he's going to get pinged for that. The safety car lights were well out, and he's not the first person to fall foul of it. Jake Dennis has got to get this restart perfectly timed and executed. Big deep breath, everybody. Pull down on the belts. Focus forward. Watch out for the Bentley coming through. No new tyres for Soucek, but a very fired-up driver. What about Shane van Gisbergen as we go 3 wide across the line? The 760 very sportingly pulls out of the way and takes no part in what's going on. 62, Jake Dennis restarts, and it is a perfect restart from the 999 in second place down the 912. That's the Porsche of Matt Campbell. Chaz Mostert just has to deal with a bit of traffic. He's through that now as well. Imperatori's going to be taken out of this for weaving, coming back to the green flag.
Well, the 3 of the best young stars in GT racing. Oh no, he's off and almost in the fence. Right, scratch the Nissan GTR out one way or another. Yeah. Move on, Bentley now in the game. So watch for Andy Soucek. The point I was going to make, 3 of the great young stars of global GT racing. 1 from the UK, 1 from Italy, 1 from Australia, all in their early 20s, making a massive shake of things at the front of this field. What's the Porsche got? Has it got enough to get past the big AMG and go after the Aston Martin? This has been an extraordinary restart for that car, though. Jake Dennis disappearing up the road.
Safety car lights clearly out. Imperatori clearly weaving. You'll be asked to come back into pit lane for that.
And this was that big moment. Tried to sail around the outside of Chaz Mostert. It's been done before. Really on restarts, though, with that amount of commitment required.
Just shows how little grip there is now at Griffin's Bend. If you get it slightly offline, as Imperatori was neck and neck with the BMW, but we are down now, I reckon, to 6 contenders at the head of the order.
Matt Campbell's advantage, if he has one in the Porsche, is that the tyres on that car, although they've been on a long time, are probably in a slightly better condition than the car that he's hunting down because of the Porsche's very light use of the Pirelli rubber.
Restart protocols. I repeat, black flag, car number 18, pit lane penalty drive-through.
Scratch the Nissan. Day done. They'll serve a drive-through. They'll drop to the back of the lead lap. And that's their day done. They'll have to settle for what will probably be 7th position in this race.
Different manufacturers in the top 5 positions. Aston Martin, AMG, Porsche, BMW, Bentley, the world's best. Different engines, different places for the engines. We've got a V12 leading from a V8, both in the front, then a flat 6 sitting behind the driver in the Porsche. This is building up to be an absolute pressure cooker of a finish to this year's Liqui Moly Bathurst 12.
That Porsche's punching out of slow corners extraordinarily well. Campbell just shows the nose to Raffaele Marciello on the run into turn 2. It wasn't far enough to commit, but it's a theoretical move. If he's good enough out of turn 1, it might be enough to send it. To do what he did to Chaz Mostert, just get to a point where he goes, I'm going to commit. Yeah. It's win it or not. And Raffaele's sliding the car around. He's in real trouble on old tyres. Remember, the Porsche has new Pirelli tyres. The big Mercedes AMG does not.
Yeah, newer tyres and a car that uses them less harshly. I think the back Pirellis are starting to give a little bit of grief to the man in the bright yellow car.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. And Marciello hustling the Mercedes over the top of the mountain. What's his exit speed going to be like out of the Bentley elbow, though? I don't think he's going to have the traction compared to the Porsche. It's a newer tyre on the rear right corner of Matty Campbell's Porsche.
But this is great news for Jake Dennis, because every corner, every moment that Raffaele Marciello keeps those other cars behind means they're not gaining on him. In fact, Dennis is going away. It's almost 2 seconds now, the gap between the Aston Martin and the chasing pack. And how about Andy Soucek on the back of that 4-car chain? He would have thought his race was over. He could see a podium. He could see second place from here.
Matt Campbell's tyres are 34 laps to the better of the car he's chasing, and it's about to make a difference. 999 has an error coming out of the cutting. He was out of the chase. He was sliding around. Campbell will go the long way. Has to be careful here because it opens him up to attack from Chaz Mostert behind. The leader's clear. This is the fight for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. 16 minutes left in a 12-hour motor race. Here goes Matt Campbell. Had to commit. Got him. Campbell second. Porsche rejoice. The Aussie fans rejoice. Now he goes Aston Martin hunting.
That's a Carrera Cup move. Absolutely classic.
Mustard got through as well, followed him through. Two pairs of cars making up positions. Campbell back to second. A race for such a long time that looked like it was in the back pocket of Alabama Motorsport. Went away from them because there wasn't a full course yellow. It's back with a chance for them because there has been one. The racing gods giveth, the racing gods taketh away. Sometimes the racing gods giveth again. You have to earn the right though, Crailsey, and they've been there or thereabouts all day. You can't begrudge any of these cars, drivers or team combinations or any of the manufacturers. You can't deny them a good go at this win.
Thank you.
Review post-race.
912
Oh my
at the 42.
goodness, so this is not all over yet. That was the battle down at the chase with the bump and run for Matt Campbell.
Just find them. Let the
BMW are not going to be happy.
1.9 seconds. Matt Campbell was 5/10 quicker in the first sector. He was 5/10 quicker in the second sector. He's reeling in the race leader. It won't be long before he's to the back of that absolutely brilliant Aston Martin that has just delighted us all weekend long.
And Imperatori's going to have to pit this time for his drive-through penalty. That will spring Chaz Mostert with a brand new set of Pirellis. But I'm not sure, as we've been seeing all day, that the 888, the Vodafone car, has got the outright pace even in this last 15-minute dash. Raffaele Marciello is actually driving really well because that car doesn't want to turn, doesn't want to stop, it doesn't want to accelerate. Apart from that, it's great.
A brilliant race car. I'm watching Andy Soucek now. I think Bentley's still very much a shot at a podium here.
Oh, come on, that's again the 42 moving around. Was that adequate defence or was it over the line? They've done that a lot because they haven't got the pork out of the corners.
This is the best form of racing, isn't it? Up the hill goes the Bentley. This is where this car has been so good all weekend long. They've been passing cars with abandon all weekend. Is it a podium for Bentley? Or does he have to wait his time?
Again, he goes wide. He's out on the turn. Imperatori comes through. Here's Van Gisbergen. They're side by side. Going up the hill, and Van Gisbergen goes through. Imperatori will have to pull out of this battle in a lapse time. I thought he would have come in this time around. So Van Gisbergen down to 5th. And that try for a position from Soucek has cost him 2, net 1, once the blue and white GTR gets pulled out to serve its penalty.
1.1 seconds. Matt Campbell takes 3/10 out of Jake Dennis in the opening sector of this lap. 13 minutes to go. The race finish is the first car across the line, 17:43, so 5:43 p.m. plus one full lap.
Yeah. Matty Campbell now with the leader. Here's the motor race for me. This is right here. He's got to get it done early before Van Gisbergen or any of the quicker cars can catch him through. Jake Dennis, well, he's done a great job this week. He's endeared himself to the hearts and minds of race fans, not just here at Mount Panorama, but around the world. And the Aston Martin been given a good go in its final major outing in this V12 form for the Vantage. There's so much emotion on the line. The lead Aston Martin going out with a bang. The Porsche, it's the last time for this Porsche and Earl Bamber's first time as a team owner. BMW in there as well. Chaz Mostert, and that would be emotional because of the loss of Schnitzer, BMW's Charlie Lamb.
Watch out for Campbell at the first corner. Is he going to go for a similar move? He's not quite close enough, and almost the car was moving around as if he was going to make a move into Maguire's. I thought you've been too far back, surely. One more lap, though, and Campbell will have a strong chance into either of those 90-degree left-handers.
He's driving this car like a Carrera Cup car at the moment, on the nose. The thing pogoing as he gets on the brakes and the front splitter scraping on the ground. He's driving it so hard with a really aggressive turn-in.
How long before they hit traffic? That's my question. Everybody was packed up behind the AMG E63 safety car, but it will not be long at this pace before they start catching the back of the field again. Here comes Campbell, gets out of the Audi, cutting brilliantly well, but there's no real place to go through.
Disqualified for the infringement and disobeying official direction.
That's Imperatori.
Yeah.
That's Imperatori.
See,
the 18 car.
That's silly. They've cost themselves a top 6 position.
Yeah.
And they've been they will be disqualified, so that car will be parked. It won't be classified. So for Nissan's hopes in the Intercontinental GT Challenge, it's a blow. Should have just taken the drive-through and moved on with life and settled for a finish at the end there. Really frustrating for the team.
Worst it could have been was 7th position.
Correct.
Because there's nobody else on the lead lap.
Yep. Campbell down at the elbow. The Aston has to defend. This could be the critical moment in the motor race. Great exit out of the corner. Here we go.
Just relax, everybody, and breathe. I'm being absolutely sarcastic saying that. There's no chance that that's going to happen in the next 11 minutes. The Aston, hey, it might not have the ultimate grip through the corners, but it still punches well above its weight down the main straight on Conrad, and also it climbs the hill pretty well. Doesn't have to be fast anywhere, just needs to be good so that Matt Campbell, sitting in behind, can't get the overlap. But we've seen already, gentlemen, Matt Campbell fighting for third, wasn't backwards and coming forwards. My goodness, if there's a race on the line, then he's likely to be just as robust in his attack. Not close enough, I don't think, into turn one, but Marciello's defending against Mostert. Mostert's very, very close behind us. This time it's the Porsche that goes slightly wide, trying to take the speed up Audi Mountain Straight.
Turn two's a chance, but his exit was compromised a bit because he got 2 wheels out in the dirt. So that affects his power down. Imperatori pits, by the way. Their day done. Drive the car into the garage and go and hide somewhere, I would suggest, for a couple of hours in the Nissan team.
Soucek is right back with Van Gisbergen after running wide, despite Van Gisbergen having the better tyres in the battle for 5th position. I think that Bentley is a slightly better platform at the moment, but at the front of the field is where it's all happening. Don't take your eyes off this one. We'll go right through the next 9 minutes and 40 seconds till the checkered flag comes out. 5:43 and 1 lap. Do you know what? That 1 lap might be the lap.
All the places the Porsche is strong, it's really difficult to overtake. And all the places the Aston's strong are where the Porsche needs to overtake. Urban has got all the fingers crossed. The Swiss team that lead the way from R Motorsport looking nervous, I think it's safe to say, from their pit bunker. It's all to play for. Australia's International Enduro.
No way is he going to get through there. He's going to have a look into the elbow. He's had the look. He's made it stick. There's a Porsche leading with 9 minutes on the nose to go. I just had a feeling, even before he moved for it, that he was setting up. But here comes the Aston. That's not done. The Aston gets the toe, goes to the right-hand side. Here comes the traffic. Oh, it was the McLaren, wasn't it, that was in the way? But still, that means that Matty Campbell has to defend into the chase. But I think he's got it done. I think that was the only chance that the Aston had to get it back.
McLaren might have just won the race for Porsche because that was Jake Dennis's opportunity. Not done yet. Campbell defends, pushes the boundaries of what's acceptable and moving back across to cover your line. He's got one more go, Jake Dennis, because if they get to the top of the mountain with the Porsche in front, I think it's gone.
Can I just remind everybody, there's an incident under review after the race for the 912 Porsche, so he needs to clear off, because if he gets a time penalty, he may need the distance that he can make up. Earl Bamber, his name is on that Porsche, and Matt Campbell is within striking distance, within 8 minutes now. Meantime, behind, here comes Soucek on Van Gisbergen, but he's not close enough. Mostert, Soucek, Van Gisbergen, all closed in on Marciello. That's 4 cars fighting for the last step of the podium.
And Jake Dennis, we'll see what sort of lap speed he's got if he can stay with it. Very wide at the Audi Sport cutting. He's throwing away time. And the more he does that, he'll drop back into the clutches. Here's the move. There was almost a Porsche which down the inside. There was no contact. And if there was, it was the lightest of light little touches. Here it is. Yeah, a little bit of a push, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's good, hard motor racing. Matt Campbell sails through, grabs the race lead, heads up driving both young men.
The thing I liked about that was that there wasn't a hint of bump and run.
No.
I don't think he hit him in the rear. It was just a slight graze side to side, but Campbell was already in the position to overtake.
Racing room, that is the definition of it. Credit as well, Jake Dennis, here for the first time. He could have turned down on that. It probably would have ended both of their races, but he didn't.
Fair play. Now, what sort of lead does Matty Campbell have to open up here? 10 seconds?
I think it's 10 or 15 seconds.
I think 5 at the least.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, though, how much has Jake Dennis taken out of the Pirellis on his car, fighting off a car that had much newer rubber on it? Because Marciello and that line of cars from 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th are closing him down. This could yet not even be a podium finish for the Aston Martin, with still probably 4 laps to go.
Well, I'll tell you, this time around, Matt Campbell 205.4, Jake Dennis 207.0. He's 1.4 seconds, 1.6 seconds slower per lap at the moment. Look at Van Gisbergen going down the inside, turn 1. That's a pass for position. He gets up the inside of Chaz Mostert. It's like a supercar race. Mostert's going to come back at him. What a battle this is. And final spot on the podium still up for grabs. Raffaele Marciello just in front. They're wheel to wheel here. The Bentley's going to have a go. Andy Soucek will never say die and wants to keep himself in this race despite all that's gone on. But Shane Van Gisbergen goes through, and after everything they've been through today, the Team Vodafone car's still a shot at a podium.
Yeah, and he's got much newer tyres than the struggling Raffaele Marciello ahead of him. Marciello was struggling 5 laps ago. I'll tell you this, I don't know much about tyre technology, but they're not getting any better. It's not going to be helping him out. And here comes Van Gisbergen. There's a bright yellow 999 car that's between him and a podium finish. What do you see happening here? Only one thing. Maximum attack from Van Gisbergen.
Campbell's had a shocking first sector and he's lost a bit of time.
Oh, through! Oh. Wide goes the Van Gisbergen car, trying to pass the back markers in front of them. It's all beginning to bundle up behind the 999 down into the Bentley. Elbow, thank goodness, the 55. The little Janetta stays well out the way, but Soucek's got a great run on the BMW. He's going to have a chance here. How hard is Mostert going to defend? Mostert can still see a podium as well. All of these guys can see the final step on the podium, and they don't want to give it up.
The final step on the podium is bright yellow, and it's flapping debris on the right and left-hand sides. And it's fast young Italian driver who's holding on for grim life at the moment to try and keep themselves on the podium at Mount Panorama. Van Gisbergen now will go the long way round at Maguire's turn.
Square off the corner and get a better exit. Van Gisbergen's got the grip from the back and immediately into the defensive position by the 999. He's driving right down the middle of the road. Here comes Soucek again. I tell you what, Marciello, he's on the ragged edge here in every way, shape or form. He drops his left. Check that right rear Pirelli into the dirt. Soucek gets another good run. Everybody's going to be fighting issues now. Van Gisbergen still in with a chance of the podium. Dennis trying to make some time back on Matt Campbell, who still leads. It's all still to play for. There still could be changes. Soucek suddenly off the pace after he ran wide at destination New South Wales Griffin Bend a couple of laps ago. I wonder if he's picked up a bit of debris on the Pirellis.
It's going to be tight, this, as to whether this is the penultimate lap or the next one will be. So close, though, on the clock. And Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 versus another one of Shane Van Gisbergen trying to get up the inside of Raffaele Marciello. But good straight-line speed from the Italian, despite it being on very old Pirelli boots. Heading for the full commitment section of the mountain now, and Skyline in the distance. The 888 car ran wide into the dipper a lap ago. It's going to be much more controlled, I'm sure, from SVG. He's staying right behind the man.
Elbow again. He'll go down the inside. That's the way to do it. The international drivers don't always cover the inside. Come in a bit late. No, he wasn't close enough that time around to pull off the Matty Campbell that we saw to take the lead of the race, 3-4 laps ago now. But again, he gets a good run on the similar car. Soule not able to put pressure on Mostert. Mostert not able to put pressure Soucek not able to put pressure on Mostert. Mostert not able to put pressure on Van Gisbergen. But Van Gisbergen has turned up the heat. Gas mark 5. This is a great drive by Raffaele Marciello. He has not got the platform underneath him, and he is battling. He's holding on with his fingernails across the line.
And it's not 17:43 yet. Now it is. So there's going to be this one and one more for Matty Campbell.
2 to go, 2 laps to go, just over 12k to decide the podium positions in the 2019 Liqui Moly Bathurst 12 Hours. Manufacturers represented at the front, Legion engines screaming, drivers sweating, and it's not all over by the shouting by any stretch of the imagination. Here comes Soucek again.
He's not done yet. Chaz Mostert under pressure. Does he commit hard this time and go round? No, he doesn't. Mostert was on the ideal line into Griffin's Bend.
No grip on the outside of destination New South Wales, as Soucek has found out to his cost earlier on in the race.
And just breathing room now for the Gruppa M car of Raffaele Marciello, because while Soucek's attacking Mostert, who's attacking Van Gisbergen, the yellow car just gets a breath to hold on to its position. It's struggling at all the points where it's very, very difficult to overtake. It's going to take a big move from Shane to get through. Leading margin, by the way, 3 seconds now. Matt Campbell to Jake Dennis.
Yeah, just pulling that out again. Jake Dennis, though, looking strong for the moment in second place. Raffaele Marciello may have done the Aston Martin, the R Motorsport team, a big favour here in holding up the quicker cars behind, because I'm not sure what Jake Dennis had left in the locker to defend. And suddenly Marciello has found a little extra pace, and it's Van Gisbergen who's struggling maybe just a little bit. Mostert goes a little wide out of the elbow as well, and Soucek might be right up his tailpipes. This is brilliant. It's like a big game of Risk where everybody's rolling the big numbers. Who's trying to hang on to Kamchatka, because you can never do that.
I agree. It's just amazing, isn't it? All these brands, 12 hours of motor racing, the longest green flag run in the history of the race.
Smashed the distance record.
Oh, by miles. It was 297. They'll end at, what, 312 when they complete the final lap, which they're about to start, which Matt Campbell starts now for Porsche. Contact between the AMGs. Van Gisbergen's got to run here. There's no room down the inside. What about the outside at Hell Corner? And behind it, Soucek still throwing everything at the BMW. Here's the moment. Here's the moment for the final step on the podium. Shane Good out of turn 1. Locked under the rear wing. Identical cars.
Traffic ahead, Krilsey. That could play a part here. Going up to Griffin's Bend. Look ahead, and it's the Jurgensen-Strom BMW that could play a part here. It's very tight indeed. Mostert tries the wide line. Raffaele Marciello holds on the inside line. Great driving by the GT4 BMW to stay out of the way. Has not affected that battle for third.
Brent Strong behind the wheel of that car, they're second in class. Heads up driving, didn't want to affect the motor race. Here's the Porsche at the top, the gap 3.7. Well, we know there's a post-race investigation. For the moment, we can't factor that in.
No.
Because they're going to get the checkered flag first if we can bring it home the last half a lap. And the race that Porsche desperately wanted to add to their tally of every major endurance race the world has to offer. They're about to do it. And it's all down to the young Aussie who took a safety car opportunity and then fought and managed to get through to the race lead. What a drive. A star of Australian motorsport. Matt Campbell is about to win this race for Porsche. It's an enormous moment in the history of this brand, the storied history, John Hindhaugh.
Oh, Porsche have been in motor racing for all 71 of their years in existence. The original Porsche rolled out of the shop 70 years last year and immediately started to go racing to promote the brand. The 911, the longest-serving Porsche model, and the last race for this iteration of it wins the 2019 Liquid Body Bathurst 12 hours with a 3.5-second gap coming to the line. Marciello holds on just, I think, for third position, but by next to nothing from Van Gisbergen. Jake Dennis brings the Aston Martin home in its final outing as well. There will be lots of emotion. The Jake Dennis 62 car, remember, had the fastest time in the Pirelli shootout, but didn't get